from fight fans to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard Ortiz.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole Escovedo.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Fresno, California, we're live here in Mad Production Studios, our new studio, the Fighter's Voice Kick-Ass Podcast. We're simply kicking everybody in the ass and knocking out the competition. We got a great show for you today. We got a new intro. We're going to be talking to you about all the picks that are coming out this weekend in the UFC world, and also we're going to talk about 559's big event and kind of moving out of the little area we call Fresno and Visalia. They're starting to expand, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk to the one, the only, the promoter who's here making it happen. That's Mr. Jeremy Lucao. I want to make sure I get his name right. Lucao. Lucao?
Yeah,
Am I getting close?
No, you're on it. You're on it.
Am I on it?
You're on it.
Okay, because last time I said Lucao or I said something, you go, okay, that's good. Just call me Jeremy.
I just from growing up, I just never
corrected it.
Never corrected. Yeah.
Never
As long as
corrected
you get
it.
my first name right, I'm good.
No, we're going to, man.
It's one of those last names that just everyone destroys. So.
Yeah, and also, you know, we got the co-host, UFC veteran himself, Cole Escovedo, a.k.a. real estate agent.
No, dude, no.
Because when we were off camera, my man is just selling property like crazy.
Well, no, I'm
you're
just,
making it happen.
I have a friend that is part
I have a friend.
Yeah.
It's always a friend. This is for
It's
a
always
friend.
a friend. Well, yeah, because I'm not getting
A
anything
friend of
out of
mine's
it.
asking, hey, you know,
Well, I'm not.
He's single. You know,
I
anybody
get
single?
nothing out of it.
It's always a friend. My mic's kind of loud.
I get nothing out of it though. That's the thing. It's
No,
just
I'm just messing
it's
with
totally
you,
for
man.
Jeremy and
Just busting
Jace's,
balls, man.
you know, adventure.
Anything for Jeremy.
Pretty much.
Anything for Jeremy. You know, on Jeremy's trip down here, I mean, he almost got hit up, man, because they asked him if he knew how to speak Mao.
I don't know what they asked exactly, but I just didn't know if I was in the right area.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened, man? You were in the parking lot and somebody just, for no reason, just started washing your windshield? Or what was going on here,
I
man?
knocked on my window and she said, "Are you Mong?" And I
Oh, are
said,
you Mong?
Yeah, I
Oh,
said, no.
okay.
No, I'm not. I was waiting for what she was going to say next, and she just walked away.
Okay, there you
I
go.
thought she was gonna say
Jeremy's
in the
like,
wrong
am I about to
neighborhood."
get jacked by grandma here?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He
She
was
didn't look
asking-
friendly.
No, she didn't. She didn't. Because then he texted me too. He said, "Hey, I thought Cole's your Cole's." I go, "Why? What's going on?" He goes, "Dude, I saw him pushing a cart on the way up here." I'm like, "No, man. Man,
He's-
busting balls today, Jeremy."
Yeah, that's what you got to do, man. No,
Hey, man.
it is a little bit of an area, but it's a nice area.
It's a great area. There's a lot of promise in this new
busy.
studio. I
It's
really do
fun.
like it.
It's exciting. It's new. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with the
See how you guys
studio.
can have a lot of fun.
Yeah, with this studio, yeah,
For
dude,
sure,
we're gonna have
for sure.
tons of fun with this
Yeah.
studio, bro. Not like that, like not.
Okay, listen. We could go. I was.
I
Gonna
mean, they
save,
do have a
you
lot
turn
of
my mic up
rooms.
just a tad. I was
A
going to
lot
save
of
it for
rooms.
later on in the show. Okay, because check this out, and we're going to jump right into the 559 event. I want to talk about the event and the whole move, kind of echoing a little bit. But yesterday we shot. We had Kevin Mendoza from Fresno, California, made his pro debut here in the States. It's kind of echoey here in the States because when he turned pro at the age of 15, so he was fighting in Tijuana. So now that he's 19, he fought his first.
Fought in the States.
Yes, exactly. Excuse me, in Bakersfield. So I overheard KP and Bobby, they were talking here. And I'm eavesdropping a little bit, right? And they're saying something about, well, a friend of theirs wants to get a studio, wants to get a room here. And he tells the other one, no, we can't have them coming in here during the middle of the sex scene. And I'm going, oh my gosh, man, where are we at? Did we get the invite? Jeremy, did you get the invite?
dude.
Jeremy, is that why you showed up early today? All full of cologne, hair all done, ready for action, the towel, everything.
Door to knock on.
Yeah, he's like, there's like 6 doors.
He said, hey, take your pick. What's behind door number 1?
No,
Right?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's how you see stuff you can't
See, now
unsee.
everybody wants to come to the studio. You know what I mean?
Until they get to the parking lot.
Till they get to, till they get to the parking
Your
lot.
phone's gonna be ringing me like, hey,
I'm like stressing about my car right now.
I'm out. Bro, I'm the one with the Honda Civic, bro. What are you talking about, dude? My shit's gone.
No, that's
Knock on wood, dude. I walk out to my car.
It's
gonna
not
be
that bad.
sad
I'm
face.
just-
No,
I'm just
it's
busting
funny.
your balls.
No,
But yeah,
we're
dude,
good.
to have somebody walk up to your window. Now, maybe she was looking for a translator.
She could have been. Yeah.
Could
Probably
be.
looking for
That's the
translator.
white guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
I mean, I don't know how anybody could look at you and think that maybe you're.
telling you,
I don't
man. I don't
know,
know.
Huh?
She walked on to the next car and asked them too. Same question.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, man, she just asking.
I mean, she wasn't bleeding, so it couldn't have been an
language.
emergency.
No.
Thankfully. You know what I mean? That would have been a moment. Jeremy was like, no.
No, it could have been a
Yeah, I
moment.
don't know.
Jeremy, Fresno successful, Visalia successful. Why is 559 going to?
That's all.
I
That's,
mean,
that's
a
always
2-hour
been the
drive.
model, though.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean? I mean, when we started, we were.
Is this growth?
I don't know if it's growth. I feel like I'm not in a cocky way. I don't want to sound cocky.
No,
I feel like I'm the Valley's promotion. So I feel like the people of the Valley
Speak the truth, my man.
own 559 fights.
You're growing out of Fresno.
And so I was contacted by a gentleman who asked if his name is David Lopez, and he asked if it would be possible to do a show in Orange Grove. I said it's possible to do a show anywhere. You know what I mean? Let's put our brains together and see if we could figure something out. And I met him, and first he wanted me to do a show at a certain location. I said it can't be done, and he said, "Okay, well, what about this location?" I said, "Okay, it's not my typical
But it's
go-to
workable.
spot, but I'm down to bring something else to a different city."
Yeah.
I'm just, I did Hanford, I did Lemoore, I did Tulare, I did Porterville, I did Visalia, I've done Fresno, I've done Bakersfield. The more cities, the better.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like, I've done so many 559 fights events at like the same location. Sometimes it's cool to be challenged and go to a different venue where there's new challenges, new
Potential,
kind of
new
excitement. You
markets.
know what I mean? Different stuff. to go on.
So that stress back in the day turns into excitement.
I mean, it's still stress.
Yeah, well,
But it makes you feel like you're alive. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like Visalia's shows are so, like, everyone loves them, but they're so easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
I just show up and it's like, okay.
So it's going to be a challenge to run it somewhere and not know what's going to happen. Go, what headaches are we going to run into with this particular venue? What
But I like to
problems?
hear that.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
to hear that as a promoter. 'cause-
New
Yeah.
on the fly thinking, no, that's cool.
Yeah. And again, I know I bring him up every time I'm on here, but, like, Christian always told me, man, like, you don't know what kind of promoter you are until things start hitting the fan. So then we're gonna find out what you're made of. You know what I mean? So
Are you gonna
I
panic?
still to this day, like, wow, I need to be tested because Christian said you're no
how you-
good
it's how you
unless
grow. Yeah,
unless
it's how you grow.
Yeah.
stuff's not happening the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I still think that way.
Yeah. Well, at one point,
good, man.
Scott and Reed, they went to, like, what was it, Mohegan Sun? They took
Yep,
WEC
yep.
out just to test a different market somewhere. So you
and
gotta grow.
Where did we go? We went down to like Morongo or something too, right? Or Pachinga, one of those two.
I think maybe
Yeah.
Pachanga.
Yeah.
I've been to Morongo back in the day, but that was for Ultimate Athlete, I think.
Yeah.
PAX magazine. That's old school. That's
You're
old
taking it
school.
way back.
Yeah, no, that was when the riot happened. No, the Mongols. Remember that?
Yeah,
They had
yeah.
a full on. They fucked some dude up bad.
That's the one at Tachi?
No, this was at Casino Morongo, way out near the desert.
Yeah, because Goodman to this day still talks about one that happened at Tachi.
No, this was bad.
Yeah, that was a bad one at
This
Tachi, too.
dude died at this one. Like,
No, not good.
Dude died.
Yeah.
No, not good.
I know somebody that might have video.
But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, like, people are like, why Orange Cove? And it's
Why
to
not?
me, it's just like, why not Orange Cove? You know what I mean? Why not give them something? You know, if it goes off and it goes well, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll go back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it doesn't, I can say, hey, David, we tried. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just didn't work out. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Or they drive up to Visalia
Yeah.
for the next one.
I mean, to be honest, like, Fresno's cool, but I'd rather not do any shows in Fresno.
That's good, man. I mean, it's good to
I would
grow.
I would much rather go to Kerman, go to Fireball, do a show, go to all these little small towns, because those are the people that really turn out to events.
Yeah.
Don't get it twisted, bro.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah, they get behind their
guys-
fighters.
Yeah,
Working
those
there.
guys come in droves to fights. You know, Fresno, you guys got a lot going on here. You know, I mean, you guys got movie theaters and stuff.
the disposable income. Well, the disposable income market is large. There's
Yeah.
lots of different options for your disposable income. So when you throw fights out there, it's like, well, what do you got to go on Friday night? You can drive to Lemoore or Fresno or something, a bigger city, or you can go watch the fight Saturday night.
No,
kind of thing.
I'm all for expanding, man. I'm all for trying different things. I hear you on that too, man.
Yeah.
And when Fresno wants one, they'll get one once a year or so forth, and then they need to pack the house and appreciate it, as if to say, hey, man, we're going worldwide, and we're taking all over California.
And this guy didn't take no for an answer. At first, I was like, you know. He was like, man, come on, give us a chance. You know what I mean?
That's good,
Like,
man.
The city's behind you. We want you to come here.
I mean, the thing
You know,
of
and
it
it's
is,
like,
That's great.
oh, okay.
yeah,
That's
you know,
great.
You have support already.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Like, all right. So I went to the city hall and met with them and did, it was great. Everything's been a good experience so far.
It's foot traffic hopeful, man.
Yeah,
man.
I know it's a little bit out there, but if you're driving to Visalia, you could drive to Orange Cove.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If you're driving from Visalia to Fresno, you can drive from Visalia to Orange Cove. It's the same difference.
Because I did inbox him, Cole. I was gonna hit him up with a proposal, and then you go, okay, dude, let me know everything that you need, right?
Yeah.
And then I looked up at his show. I go, what the? Hey, how far is Orange Cove? So I didn't respond just yet.
Yeah,
Remember when
yeah.
I was because I had some ideas, man. I wanted to take the Fighter's Voice with them, man. Go set up at a 559 event, make it happen, Cole.
Yeah.
Get it out there,
Guys are
man.
more than welcome. It would be great.
Iron sharpens iron, my man.
Yeah.
Until I found it was Orange Cove. And I was thinking, okay, well, that's a drive. But I'm not knocking it, man.
Yeah.
I'm hearing you're going to knock this show out, and then you just confirmed it today.
Yeah.
But speaking about knockout, who's the headliner there?
Jared.
What can the fans expect?
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because I'm like, man, usually when you come to a new city, you want to put people on from the city, you know?
Yeah.
And there wasn't a whole lot of guys competing from there that I knew about.
Yeah.
Except for one guy. And that's Jared Velasquez. He's going to be our headliner. You know what I mean? He's fighting for a middleweight title. As you see, like through 2019, I filled more weight classes with champions than I had the previous years. And I'm hoping to kind of finalize the rest of them. This first part of 2020, middleweights was a weight class that we hadn't had since I think Albert moved on to professionals. So, it made sense. And then AJ Perez, he's out of Fresno, so he's fighting Jared. So that's a main event. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good main event. We got a lot of up and coming talent on this card. Like a lot of guys that you'll probably see within the next, couple shows that are going to be either fighting for titles or like right on the cusp of fighting for titles. I feel like there's a lot of the schools now are kind of replenishing their guys, and so there's a lot of newer faces, and they're starting to build some
fighters that need a platform
with their gyms. So I'm real excited. Like this is one of those cards that may not have like a lot of well-known guys, but man, there's some good dudes on this card. Like there's some really good athletes.
Well, yeah, fighters move on. You have a platform that you're trying to provide for new guys.
It's totally different than at Tachi where you'd see the same guy fight for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My guys are maybe 18 months if they're consistent. You know what I mean?
Because the goal is to get them fights and move them on.
Get them moving on. So you'll see a lot of new faces. I'm pretty excited.
You know what I see in this guy? He's ready to knock it out the ballpark, man.
Well,
he's ready to grow as a promoter.
Venue. Yeah.
No, that's good.
I mean, again, like
it's good to challenge yourself, man.
Like people ask me, like, why do you still do 559 fights? Like you're partners in one of the best management companies in the country. Like, why do you still do this? And it's like, it's my baby. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'm
like
giving young fighters a platform.
Like, I genuinely enjoy all the headaches that come with it, even though I complain about it on social media a lot. I guess people tell me that,
Can't live with it.
I kind of went outside myself today. I've never screenshot a text message and put it on social media ever. And today was the first day.
On blast?
Today was the first day I've ever done that. But I'll crop the guy's name out though. I cropped the guy's name out. But I was like, man, just. I don't know.
Was that the one you were talking about earlier where it was like, somebody was posting something about, an opponent I should beat?
Yeah,
dude,
yeah. Like an amateur kid, like,
Like, dude, you'll take whoever the fuck you get and you'll beat them or you won't, dude. No, seriously. It's like, dude, you take who the fuck you get.
It was an amateur kid. He's 2-0, and he's been fighting at 125, but in another state that had day before weigh-ins. So in California's day of weigh-ins, so he said he wanted to go up to 135. So I had a 1-0 kid, so I just sent him the name. But the 1-0 kid, he did a pancreation bout like 7 years ago. And he wasn't someone that's like, he did something and consistently competed. Like, he did something and
off.
Yeah. And then he came back and now he's doing MMA again. And the guy was just like, oh, this guy's been training and competing for over 7 years. And, I'm looking for a fight. I need a fight that I will win.
So you're looking to pad your record.
And I was just like, that's not what I do. That's not what I do
Train.
That's not what I do at the amateur level.
I
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
offer you a platform to show yourself.
Hey, man, you know what?
like I put on fair. I try to when at all possible, I want to do the fairest matchups that I can.
He's got one fight.
Now, is there times where people are gonna fact check me right now and go back through things and be like, well, you put this 1-5 guy against a guy that was 6-2, and I'm gonna be like, well, yeah. His opponent got injured or sick. This guy decided he wanted to step up.
I was about to say that.
7 fights.
So you know,
Be happy
on
you're
paper,
matched up and you got to fight.
On paper, on paper, that one might not have looked that great, but that's not what originally was out the
Sometimes
gate.
paper,
You know what I'm
sometimes
saying?
paper will lie to you because
So
it'll be
he
fight of the night.
Won't be fighting on Saturday.
This was for another show. I was
okay.
working on another show, and it's just like it was the first time. Like in the pros, you'll hear it a lot. Like a guy will say, like, "Hey man, like I've lost a couple. I need to get back. I need to get back on track." That's a different situation than I'm an amateur. I'm 2-0. I'm fighting a 1-0 guy, but I need a win. Like,
That's
not
a
even
different
like,
scenario.
"Hey man, I need a win." He was just like,
Hook
"Give me a
up,
fight,
man.
I will win."
Yeah,
You know what I
That's-
mean?
Yeah, that's
And I'm like, what's
just-
the point of that?
Why give it to you?
Yeah,
then?
like, wow.
Because you're just going to show up for a
The worst part,
paycheck.
and the worst part is, like, some people will be like, "Oh, he's probably a local ticket seller." It wasn't a local ticket seller.
Yeah.
This is a guy from out,
And going even
out
if
of
it
the
is,
area. You know what I mean? Like,
Even if it is though, he's 2-0, you're 1-0.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
I mean, check the mentality, man. Already divas going on in the amateurs. In amateur division, I know you know this is your baby. A lot of fights, they fall through. These guys train their ass off and they can't get a fight. So sometimes they'll settle to move up 5 or try to lose 5. Just be happy you're matched up.
I mean, I don't even consider like, "Hey, be happy." Like, that's kind of an arrogant way for me to look at it. I look at it more as of like, "Hey, I'm gonna do what's fair for you and fair for me, and if that doesn't work for you, cool, go someplace else." I'm okay because no matter what anybody says in the valley, like, my show's just gonna continue to go.
We're
I can't like
clocking on number 78. You know,
yeah,
it's
like it's just gonna continue to. We're gonna continue to roll. We're gonna continue to pump out shows. You know,
Venuers are still telling us yes.
Whether this guy's fighting for me or this gym's not working with me these couple shows, whatever the case may be, whoever's panties are in the bunch or who's upset about what, I can't control it. I'm gonna keep putting on shows. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Hopefully you can figure out.
Maybe you can see
You know
what I'm
saying?
seeing. Yeah, look at
like-
it from my
like,
perspective.
I'm still
and
I'm still gonna put on shows, man. Like whether your gym's here, whether you're here, whether this coach isn't coming or boycotting or this, like, I'm still doing shows.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah.
Life goes on, man, and you won't say it, but I'll say it. Yeah, you need to be happy. They need to be happy and know that at least they got to fight. There's a lot of fights that don't come through, that fall through because of injury or what have you, or I couldn't match you up, man. I mean, you're doing a good thing for this community. You are, and I'm glad you're.
I'm trying.
You're moving out of the. Well, we can all do better.
Yeah.
That you moving out of the area because when it hits Fresno, you got to start appreciating stuff. And I'm gonna refer it back to, and I'll say it right now. I'm gonna piss a lot of people off. We had all these young professional boxers who thought they were the next Mayweather and the next Triple G. Rick Morigian put them on the undercard. So they were able to fight in front of 14,000, 15,000 plus. A lot of them made their pro debut, right?
On that card.
So how do you take a backward step and fight in Bakersfield or a little small club? And then they get all egotistic, like, oh, okay, well, I'm used to. Bro, you were on the undercard of Jose Ramirez. Now that he's gone, what the hell are you going to do? You didn't appreciate him. All you did was bitch and complain about him. And now that you can't get a fight in this area or a big coliseum, come on, man. It was good while it lasted, and you should have took advantage of the opportunity. Just like they should have took advantage of Charles Tremblay, who was in Fresno, California, trying to get clientele, Jeremy. Now he's working with Mikey Garcia. He's working with Teofimo Lopez. He's working with Virgil Ortiz and Jose Ramirez, who's a who's a unified super lightweight champion of the world. And the list goes on. But we had him here in Fresno. These fighters didn't want to take advantage of him, and now he's moving to Riverside. Did I say that? Yeah, I did say that. You bid it on that house. Let me know how it looks, Charles. But you know what I mean? I mean, now that you're here in Fresno and you're moving places, chances are you're going to continue to move. And they're going to, where's Jeremy? I need a fight. I'll take him if he's 1-0 or 2-0.
I think I'll always still want to do fights, and I'll do fights in Fresno. Or Visalia, or go back to Hanford where we did our first show.
I like the fights in Visalia, to be honest with you.
I'm good with.
But expanding your roster doesn't hurt because it avoids those like double and triple events at like maybe one venue. You're like, well, I can do one here now instead. You spread them out a little.
I mean, everything's everything's relative, I guess. Like I've done all the different types of venue you can do. Little clubs, warehouse, big arenas. You know what I mean?
You won't know till after Saturday.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, and I'm okay. Like, I'll experiment and try anything. I'm just doing it for the people, man. Like, as much as people don't think that, like, like really,
Well, yeah,
I am, you know?
Being a promoter, you can't please everybody.
Yeah.
You just can't do it. It's impossible.
I don't try to. I try to, you know, that was the other thing. You know, I have an intern working for me, so he was the one that's asking me these questions. You know, like, well, why do you still do 500 fights? You don't need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could just do radio. I said, also, man, like, I got Antoine, I got Mike. You know what I mean? I got Crunchy, I got the ring girl. I got the ring girls. I got all these people counting on me.
Yeah.
You know, because
nice roster,
you know,
good team.
$500 extra a month is important to some people nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if I'm not able to put an extra $6,000, $7,000 in their pocket a year, you know, it I'm not gonna say it's life altering.
And they love what
you know
they're
what I'm
doing.
saying? But it's like, you know, hey, I wish 559 Fights was around to do that. So
Yeah.
in turn, like, you know, I consider those things. You know what I mean? I don't just consider myself like Mike's one of the first people I ever met in MMA, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, Antoine's one of the coolest dudes I've ever met in MMA. You know?
And they've become kind of staples with the company.
Yeah,
And it's like,
you know?
yeah, and that's when you.
I mean,
that's what
everyone
he's
used
not
to always
thinking
Some
ask me,
loyalty right there, man.
Everyone used to always ask me, like, man, are you ever going to get another ring girl other than Carrie? I'm like, no. Carrie can work here for as long as she wants.
That's what
She
I'm
worked here
talking
for
about.
70 events.
Yeah,
She left on her own. She moved. You know what I mean?
You don't see anybody telling Dana White and
Yeah, but
Joe
I'm like,
Silva, why do you keep using them?
Like,
it works.
spice something up, get different ring girls. I'm like, nah, man. Carrie is loyal. She shows up on time.
Hey, she works her ass off, bro.
Yeah, she knows exactly what I want. You know what I mean? Like, she for 70 events, probably one of the most valuable employees I had.
Yeah, kind of
Reliable, showed up to everything on time.
Consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Wears a lot of
always
hats,
smile.
too.
You know what I mean? If I was down, she'd be like, "Hey, boss, don't worry, let me get you a hot dog." You know what I mean? Like,
That's good, man.
yeah. So
Got a good company, good team.
I like my team.
And that's the point of being a team. That's like the whole picture that the intern's not looking at when he asks those kind of questions.
No, I mean, he wasn't asking. He was curious. He was really like curious. Like, hey, man, why would you keep like?
What is it
You're
that
like,
makes
you're
you
bigger
keep
than
doing
this. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, I'm not. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah, you're not.
Yeah,
You're just
no, I'm not. I'm just
part of the cog, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and at Iridium, I'm the man behind the computer. Nobody knows who I am.
That's good shit. Right
Jason
there.
always trying to put me out there. I'm like, man, don't put me out there, man. I like
Why
being
not,
behind the
man?
computer.
Enjoy it.
Oh, I
It's
did see him a
part
couple
of
times in some suits, and I
part
did
of the-
tell you one
it's part
time. I
of
go,
the
"It's about
job,
time
man.
you're wearing one."
Yeah, he makes me, man. You know,
Part of the
I'm like, I
job,
don't
dude.
like that mess.
The-
I went to North
that's
Carolina for
fun.
Alex's fight, and I wore pants, I wore jeans the whole time. And they're in suits and stuff, looking all fly. I'm just like, man, I can't do it.
Oh, G'd up, man.
Come on.
can't
Had to
do
get
it.
the nice
That's part of
haircut,
job,
the nice
man.
watch, everything. Talks about
that's
that
part of the
watch.
work.
Hey, you did get a watch though, right?
I've gotten watch. I mean, yeah,
No, I did see that. It was Blake. It was about what, a year and a half ago?
yeah. They get some cool stuff from companies that we work with and stuff.
Yeah.
They take care of it.
There's
I'll
some nice
check that
watch
out.
companies out there that like work with fights.
No, but
like,
to
I
me,
picked
that's
up a
always
couple
classy,
watches
man, to
over
give
time.
another man a watch. You know, that's
No.
always classy. I mean, that's like, okay, it says a lot. I'm not saying give it to him instead of money, but, you know.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna
It's a
talk to
nice
House.
gesture.
We'll get you in a suit. I'm gonna talk to House. I'm gonna have him just keep bugging you.
Got me on
bugging
Nah,
you,
he was in a
bugging
suit.
you.
Kyle's got me on a diet right now. He's got me on everything, bro.
Ooh.
I can't eat between the hours of, I can only eat between the hours of 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. Like, he's got me
What's
doing
the
all
goal?
sorts of stuff.
Are you doing
What's the goal?
short time fasting or?
I'm just doing what he says. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what the goal is.
But that's
he said
okay,
I'm not
yeah.
healthy.
8-hour window.
You said you're not healthy?
He like called me after North Carolina and he was just like, hey man, you don't look healthy to me. He was like, this is what I want you to do. And I said, okay.
That's
I
cool,
mean,
man.
like, I don't have a lot of friends, and like that's my main friend. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So if my main friend's like, "Hey, do this," like, okay,
To take the time and go, hey.
I'll respect you, and I'll try.
Give it
out.
a ring, yeah.
Yeah. I'll
How
do
many
it.
friends you got?
I don't know. Probably that many.
Probably a handful, man. Like on one hand, probably.
You got more than I do.
Listen, to be super real, I got 4 kids. One of them lives in Southern California. The other 3, those are my go-tos. I will spend every waking hour hanging out with them. I have the most fun when I'm with them.
That's real talk, man.
And I mean, they're 19, 21, and 22 right now. So I mean, I had lunch. Like they're my first calls for everything.
Yeah, absolutely. I know what you're talking about.
I mean, I'm single, so it's not females. It's not anything. It's like, hey, Jace, what you doing for lunch? Oh, you're busy. Hey, Ryan, what you doing for lunch? Oh, you're busy. Hey, Naya, what you doing for lunch? One of the three is gonna be available, and I'm gonna have lunch with one of my kids.
Oh yeah. Shit,
Right.
not call
Or
Richard.
dinner.
I'll eat your damn lunch.
You know, or I'll just pop up at my son's apartment and be like, "What is going on over here?" You
There you go.
freaking wild animal.
make it happen, man.
You freaking wild
He's gonna say
animal.
next time call before you show up, Pop.
Nah, he don't. I mean, he's like, I know if he opens the door all the way, it's cool. But if he opens the door like,
Like,
what
what's
you
up?
doing here?
Yeah.
Or he'll come out.
Oh, okay.
Or he'll come out and shut the door behind him. I'm
Yeah.
like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Who's butt ass naked in there right
Yeah.
now? What are you doing?
What you doing?
Why you got
Cole,
no
Cole,
shirt on?
what'd you
It's
tell my
cold.
kid? You know what I mean?
Man.
Come on, man.
I got two 17-year-olds. I'm like, I feel them. I don't touch nothing to my kids.
No,
It's
exactly.
gross.
Cole, how many friends you got?
Like friends that I'd like walk in front of a bus in front of, man. Like I've got maybe 2, maybe 3 tops, dude. Like I've got one guy, I won't name him, but like that dude gave me and my kids a place to live. Like gave us a bedroom to live in. Like I'd probably, if he called me like 3 a.m. and said, "Hey, roll with me." Not even a question of where are we going, just because at the same time he knows he can call me for anything, but he's that good of a friend that if he asks me for something, he knows that he'll leave me with the decision of whether or not I want to go through with it on, because it might be a consequence to my kids. And he'll say, "Look, here's the plan. You in or out? I know you got kids. You want in? No? Yes? I'm out. I'm going." Like he'll ask and I'll say yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For anything. "Hey, can I borrow your car?" Won't even ask what for. "Sure, it's a stick shift."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's just that kind of guy.
And they're hard to come by. They are.
They really are. And
I know a lot of people.
Stick
I don't
shifts or
got no
friends?
Both. Shit, both. Friends, most of all.
Nah, friends, yeah.
Heck yeah. No, that.
And this is a tough industry to have friends in, man.
Yeah.
Well, any
it
industry
is.
where money's involved,
Yeah,
that you're,
it's tough.
especially with a business that's running on consistency.
But like Jason never done me dirty. Ever.
yeah.
ever.
Well, House is a good
That's
guy.
good, man.
Ever. Like
Can't say that about everybody.
I never met somebody who like pays you that fast. Like,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Within
Like
this industry?
like never had to even like be like, "Yo, House, did this come in?" or like blah, blah, like nothing. Always on
profession-
time.
Takes care of
Professional.
business.
Takes
like-
care of his team, man. It's time to get paid.
That's the
You're
type
paid.
of dude that when he calls you, he wants to make sure, okay, when I call him, I need him to pick up. So I'm going to take care of him right off the bat.
It's crazy. I'm just like, people were like, "Oh, Jason is a big time now." I'm like, yeah, man, he deserves it. I never seen anybody
Worked his
work.
ass off.
I never seen anybody work that hard in my life. They have no clue. The dude doesn't go home.
24/7.
Well, I was gonna say there's 24
He
hours a
doesn't.
day.
He never goes
Utilize
home.
it.
He's on the road sleeping on fighters' floors. On, you know what I mean? Like he like staying with different teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sauning, running, doing all this stuff. I'm like, the man, he don't go home. He's married. You know? If he wants to see his wife, he has to fly her on a trip.
Rough.
Damn. That's
rough.
That's a
dude.
rough life right
It's
there.
rough.
That's
I'm
rough. How
telling
long's
you,
he
the
been
dude
married?
never stops
How
working.
long's he been married?
They've been married for over a year. They just had their anniversary in, I think, September.
You know. I mean,
Yeah,
she
I was
has
the best man, by the way.
I was
I was the
that
best
wife.
man.
She
Oh, were
got
you?
into it.
best
Yeah,
man.
she got into it
There you are.
knowing how busy he was going to be, and she was okay with that because she
Florida,
knows he
man.
was driven.
Nah, she's not okay with it, bro.
No?
I mean,
No?
I mean, if you don't think that something, no matter if someone is okay with it or not, if you don't think that puts a strain on your relationship, you're crazy.
I imagine it
but
would.
they just
Then I
find-
got some crazy people around
But
me.
they find what works for them. You know what I mean? It came to like me telling him like, well, how he checked me about food or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, man, you can't leave on a trip on a Tuesday anymore. You got to leave on Thursdays because you need to be home with your wife Monday through
Yeah, go. The fighters are going to
Monday
be there
through
no
Wednesday.
matter what.
Yeah.
You know?
Nothing's
so now he
changing.
goes on Thursdays instead of Tuesdays. You know what I'm saying? Or
Well, he needed somebody from the outside letting him know because he's inside looking out. So a lot of times he
But
doesn't
I just
see
do
it.
it. I just do it because that's my boy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, that's
and
good.
I know that they really love each other.
Well, that's good.
If
then
if
it'll
I
work
didn't
out.
like her, I'd be like,
Go, bro. Tuesday,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
Hey,
Fight
hey,
week.
go
fight
ahead and
week.
ruin your life.
Hey, but I
She's
like-
taking half. Don't stress.
I like what he said, Cole. He goes, no.
Have your fun anyway.
Cole, what do you say? He goes, no, it's not okay.
Yeah.
Because that shit ain't right.
Yeah.
He goes, no, it's hey, that's keeping it real, man.
Yeah.
It is.
He didn't say what's popular or just say, oh yeah, no, it's great.
Oh man,
No,
I tell
no.
my son this all the time. We're not talking about anything sports related, but it's crazy.
No,
but,
hey.
But I tell my son this all the time.
It doesn't
The
have to
number
be.
one-
It doesn't have to be sports related. Let that shit out, homie.
Yeah,
Tell me who shot Kennedy.
One of the number one problems with this new generation of people is they don't check each other.
No, they don't.
They're
stroke each other.
all yes men.
Yes.
And I'm like, you have your boy's girlfriend's number in your phone? For what?
No, you know damn
Yeah.
well for what.
I'm like,
There's no need
you're
for
dating,
it.
You're dating your teammate's ex-girlfriend? For what?
Man, yeah, it's a different generation, man.
Sloppy seconds. I don't know.
Exactly. That'd be a good way to get your ass
like,
kicked.
like your teammate didn't make weight and you didn't say a word to him? These guys
don't know.
these
You got wrong
people-
priorities.
People don't say anything to each other anymore that could be perceived as like
Well, they don't want to be perceived as toxic when you're just trying to be constructive.
Like everyone is so non-confrontational.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, not just
Yeah.
in kids, even the pros. Because nowadays in boxing, if a trainer says something to his fighter, his ass gets fired.
Yeah.
Triple G, Tyson Fury, Andy Ruiz, gone. All their trainers are gone.
I don't know.
So being
I
a
just
yes
like it.
man
I like Jason
would have kept them a job.
Yeah, Jason will call me and just tell me like, you handled that situation totally wrong. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh.
Well, thank you.
But it makes
That's
me
good shit,
makes me
though.
better. You know what I mean?
Because it makes you take another look at it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I told him the same thing. Like we could have done this better. We messed up.
That's good, man. I mean, shoot, to have
That's
somebody
how
there.
if you
no,
a real friend should be able to walk up right to you and say, you handled that situation with your wife totally wrong, man. How you gonna talk to your woman like that? And be comfortable enough to say it.
Or on any topic. Yeah.
Yeah, like,
say you
be
were
comfortable
wrong.
up
Damn,
to look
he
in the eye
must
and be
have
like,
a
you
set
shouldn't
of
talk to
balls
your
to say
wife
that,
way.
though. Okay, yeah, that
You know what I
I
mean?
could get. Like if he's demeaning her or just, yeah, I feel you. I see that shit all the time.
I'm saying if he's doing something wrong.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like you should be able,
Absolutely.
if it's a real friend, you should be able to do that.
Yeah,
No
real
one
friend,
feels
yeah, you
comfortable
can.
enough to do that.
No.
I feel comfortable enough to do that with Jason. He feels comfortable enough to do that with me.
Otherwise, he wouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, Cole does too. Because back when we started,
I
there was
do
there was
anything.
2 times he looked at me and he gave me this look. Don't do that again. In the middle of the show, do you remember that? A couple times. No. Yeah, we were going there, so I knew when to push and when not. He was don't do that again. Gave me that
It might
look.
have been like an on the spot
No,
kind of
no,
thing,
no,
like
no, you go-
throw me on the
you-
hot
no,
seat
you
or
go-
something. Maybe
you go,
it'd be
don't-
something.
you go,
But that's
don't-
good,
Don't do
man.
that.
That's
But
what it
now,
should be.
but
But I
now
liked it.
we've built a rapport
Yeah.
wider now to where it's like now we know.
No,
what
but I
we really
liked
want.
it and I respected it.
Yeah, I think that was probably before I was really on the show. I think it might have been.
No, it was good.
When we were, like,
I was
testing it
starting to
out.
get to the feel, where to go, the highs, the levels, or what.
Yeah.
So it's already no.
See,
that
he
was
gets
good.
It. He gets it.
Jeremy, you get it, man.
I just
So you know what? Hey, it doesn't have to be about
I
sports.
was raised by Italians,
It's
bro.
keeping
So I
it
think that's how
real.
Italians do things, you know.
Yeah, well, talk to us about you growing up, man. What did you experience growing up that sticks with you today? Like, damn, I can't believe I did that, or this happened to me.
Growing up.
Had to be something. Italian household, shoot.
Yeah,
You didn't.
I
I mean,
I got my butt
Yeah, I was
with a
gonna
wooden
say, you probably-
spoon.
you
so
I
probably
mean,
got whooped
you
a
didn't
lot.
always
Yeah.
eat pizza, right?
Nah, I didn't
come
eat
on.
like when you guys think of Italian food, I didn't eat that kind of stuff.
Well, hey.
Like there's
Sauce
this
and
place.
shit?
There's this place, Luna's.
Yeah, in Clovis, dude,
Yeah,
it's
Clovis.
bomb.
So they have a dish. They have
Oh.
a dish called pasta fazool, which a lot of people think it's the soup that they serve you at Olive Garden, which I'm like, no, it's not. It's not that. But basically, it's like the Italian version of chili beans, right? And it's served on a pasta.
Okay.
So it's like, if you broke, that's what you eat.
Yeah,
right?
it was a poor
man's meal.
Like
That's what that
Ratatouille.
Yeah, like those are the things
Bread
that
and
I grew
bologna,
up
homie.
like remember eating, you know, or like really just bread and some olive oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like things
that's
like
good.
That
things like
shit's
that.
good, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
things like that, like all this other.
But the
stuff.
real bread, not that just a slice of bread.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you gotta.
yeah, that the kind that wasn't even sliced. You know what I mean?
You had to
just
break
rip
it off.
That's the best kind, man.
Yeah,
How about a slice of bread with just some like syrup?
I had syrup
No,
sandwich.
that was
yeah.
back in the day when I was a kid.
Bologna
That's all.
sandwich.
Yeah.
Fold
heck
that in
yeah.
half. You got a snack, after school snack.
Oh man,
Dude,
that's still good.
bologna
right now.
was king back then, man.
Well, hey, okay, what you know about potted meat, homie?
About what?
Potted meat. I didn't
No.
realize
That's
that's
bread?
potted meat, man.
No.
Nah, that's some good stuff.
I grew up. I grew up in the
mess with
country.
government
It used to be
cheese
$3
either.
for $1.
I
I
grew up.
didn't, I didn't eat the government cheese either.
That was good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That was
My mom
shoot.
used to like My mom's a terrible ass cook. First of all, let me just throw that out there. She's garbage.
Damn.
Like,
Okay, I'm gonna check your ass right now. You can't be talking about your mom like that, motherfucker. You look healthy. That wasn't too damn garbage.
this happened afterwards.
Okay.
You're gonna get a doorbell and like
knows I wanna
hot
talk,
sauce
though,
thrown
man.
She
in
knows
your
because I
face.
always make fun of her cooking. But when we were growing up, whenever she got a little bit of money, she would make shark steaks.
Oh, nice.
And so that was like our fancy
Never
meal.
had.
It was like shark steaks. So I kind of knew like, all right, if we weren't eating those shark steaks, don't be asking for nothing.
Yeah.
But if we had shark steaks that week,
okay.
I might be able to say, hey mom, can I get some money to go to the beach or something like that?
Can I get some money? Because
There
mom
you
bought
go.
shark
You
steaks.
knew where you are.
Mom got a couple pennies extra. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
Good timing.
man.
Yeah.
Well,
But
you
yeah,
know.
she's not a very good cook. My kids
That's
love her
rough,
food for some
dude.
reason. I'm like, you guys are
Because that's
weird.
that's
not,
grandma's
'cause that's
food.
not, yeah, that's not mom's food. That's grandma's food.
That's grandma's food.
And they
My
know
pops
how-
could cook though.
They'll catch it.
My
What,
pops
what did your pops get down on?
Man, he made, bro, my dad made everything good. Anything that he put his hands on, for some reason, it would come out good. And I don't know why he was always drunk.
Well, that was half the reason. I mean, he was
Maybe.
experimenting.
Kicked it
But
them
he still
flavor
made the
taste.
same. He made it the same way every time. I'm like, how did he remember?
Because it's already up there. Because he
It
probably
is.
watched it.
But
be
no,
made.
I mean, my dad could cook.
yeah.
Can you cook?
I could do some things.
What's your dish?
I could make some pasta dishes well that like I learned from my mom's mom.
Okay.
And
Your grandma, man.
Yeah, my grandma, and then what we call her Nana.
Okay.
And then I can barbecue pretty well, I think. And I learned that from my Nana's husband, who was like my step grandpa, I guess. He was from Florida, and he
Where are you
he could
originally
throw down.
from?
I was born in Hawaii, lived in Texas for 2 years. Then I grew up like elementary school to junior high in Santa Ana.
When did you
Okay.
come to the Fresno area?
The real hood, man.
Yeah.
The
real hood, yeah?
Yeah, man. Like Santa
tell-
Ana.
tell
Santa
us-
Ana is the spot.
Tell us a story that makes it the real hood. Do you have an ice cream man there, or what was going on? I mean, can you do normal things?
Like if you
I mean-
couldn't get liquor from the local liquor store guy and you were like 17, that's not, it doesn't qualify.
Yeah.
My grandma, on my dad's side, had a house that was right across the street from a park. It was.
What was the name of the park?
What was that?
What was the name of the park?
I believe it was Memorial Park.
Memorial Park.
And that's where I did all my football,
Yeah.
all my little league, everything. So my home base, no matter where my parents moved, because they all moved crazy all through those years. My home base was always my grandma's house. She never moved. So school, everything was always like by grandma's house.
Yeah.
You would walk to grandma's house. And then my sports stuff was always there. I had a room there. You know what I mean? I didn't live there, but
Yeah.
grandma's house was like
Place to
Like
stay.
if you got off practice
So-
really late, you could go to grandma's, get to sleep,
Yeah,
go up, go
so-
to school, and then go home.
So I'm
next
hungry.
day.
I'm going to grandma's house.
So like Santa Ana is it's the tough city in Orange County. Like there's the nice places, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach.
It's the Stockton of
But
Orange
like,
County.
Yeah, Santa Ana is like that's
Damn.
where the real people are from. So, and that always those types of people always gravitate towards parks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I could remember like they would have gang meetings or whatever at the park, but the entire park would be full.
Yeah.
I'm talking thousand or plus more gang members at a park, and they would line the cop cars would line the sides, but they'd stay in the cop cars. I'm like, man, you guys are really scared of these dudes, because there's 1,000 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't get
So-
them all, man.
They were
Yeah.
there. They were there more for like if shit got really out of control. They were expecting them to kind of like police themselves.
But
kind
man,
of thing.
they had the park had like this outdoor.
Reminds me of the
concert,
Warriors.
like a concert area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it had like a
theater.
like a theater. So it had like a
Dude,
they'd be up on the
exactly,
stage,
bro.
They'd be up on the stage.
Can you dig
talking.
it?
Yeah, they'd be up on the stage talking, and there'd just be
Thousands of people.
thousands of dudes out there. And I'd be like-
Damn.
maybe it wasn't thousands. Maybe it was 100. But when I
Very
was
well,
little,
very
that looked like
well-
1,000.
Very- very-
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Maybe it
very
was
well-
50. I don't know. But when I was little,
Very well
it looked like the
organized.
entire park was full of people. And it's a
Very
big
well
park.
or-
Sounds like
Very
a couple
well
hundred, maybe.
organized.
Sounds like 100 or two.
Very well organized. I like that, man.
Gotta
And
have
speaking
leadership.
of organized, man, hey, I want to get to these picks, man. I want to
Yeah,
get to this new
dude,
part of the show
totally.
that's blasted, but I want to hear the
gonna be
rest
fun.
of the story, man.
Yeah, no, we'll knock out the picks real quick. We're just doing the co-main and the main.
Yeah.
We'll knock those out real quick, give you guys an idea of what we're looking at, things to look forward to, new ways we're doing this. So let's go on, we'll pan on over, and we'll take care of that real quick. We'll knock this out. Let's get
do
this
it.
going. It'll be fun.
Let's do it.
So
Live
UFC
TV, baby.
247, I think, is what we're doing this weekend, guys. Right? It's gonna be the Jones versus Reyes. So it should be 247. Yeah, because we just did 246 with Connor and Cowboy. Just did 246, so it's gonna be 247. Jones and Reyes is who we're going to be doing on that one. And then Shevchenko and Kuchigin is going to be the co-main. That's going to be the women's flyweight title weight. And then we're going to have the light heavyweight belt going on with Jones and Reyes. So we'll cue that up for you guys. We'll get your graphics going. You're going to check it out. I promise you're going to love it. It's worth the patience. But we're going to really utilize our green screen, and we're going to give you guys a new way. See, there you go. We've already got it up, guys. So we're going to really utilize this green screen for this segment, and hope you guys like it. It's as interactive as we can get for now. Again, changes will be made, but we want to go out there and give you guys a new view for the pick. So,
and give us your feedback.
Yeah, give us your feedback in the comments, guys. Let us know what you like, what don't you like, what do you like, what do you think we should change, what would you like to see. We'll see what we can mix together, guys, and we'll make it better for you, because the whole reason for doing this is to give you guys better content, better entertainment. That's the whole reason you're tuning in, guys. Remember, hit that subscribe button as well if you haven't already. So first we're going to do Shevchenko versus Kuchigin. I want to make sure I did that right. Chukigin. Yeah. Chukagian. I'm going to ruin her name, guys. I apologize. I've been trying to get it right all day. I'm going to ruin her name. So, but we're going to have the champion up first. It is a women's world flyweight title. Shevchenko, she's 4-0 her last 4 fights, guys. She's on kind of a run, hasn't had a down slope at all, so she's in a good place. She does have a couple losses. 2 of them are to Amanda Nunes. Now, she's lost one and then lost another one, so Nunes just kind of seems to have her number apparently for this one. Not a bad thing. You can still hold the belt. It's just every once in a while you run across a fighter who's just got your numbers. There's nothing you can do about it, guys. It's as simple as that. She does have another loss earlier in her career to Liz Karamushi. Again, Liz, if I messed up your name, I apologize. I'm bad with them, guys. My calibration's just off for my articulation today. So remember that, guys. She did avenge that loss in her last fight, though, so she's kind of knocked that off her record. Just so you guys have an idea of where she is. She's only really got 2 real losses, and that's Nunes right now. She does have a 67% decision rate for her losses. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just goes to show you that she's tough to finish. You have to come up with a real solid, real specific game plan to beat her. Otherwise, you're going to have to grind it out. And if you're on the champion side, you're probably going to have a better chance of holding onto your belt. So if you're challenging her, it's that much harder to take the belt is what that means. So when she does lose, it's majority a decision loss, guys. She's hard to finish is what that also translates into. She does have a 39% win rate by sub. So that means that of your average fighters, if it goes to the ground with Shevchenko, you're going to have a harder time kind of getting back to your feet, staying on top, not being on your back, worrying about arm bars, sweeps, things like that. So you got to keep that in mind when picking her. And plus, she is a champion. She's on a 4-fight win streak. So you got to take all these things to an account. And so next we're going to have Katie. She's going to be Chukigi. She's going to be the challenger on this one, guys. She's 3-1 her last 4. That means she's had a good 2 or 3 fight run. She had a win, a loss, and then she's been on a good run since then. She's 77% on her decision win rate. That means that she's not quite doing enough to beat you. That's not always a bad thing. What it does translate to sometimes is that you're not taking enough chances maybe later in the fight when you still might be fresher, or maybe you're not taking enough chances earlier on. That's generally what that translates to from a fighter's perspective. So you don't want to gamble. You don't want to stick your neck out there, but sometimes if you want to get your brand out there, this is a marketing entertainment industry, you got to take those chances to get yourself maybe say to that next household level name. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You're winning the fights you can, you're strategizing, you're being smart, but again, guys, it's an entertainment industry. You got to take chances. She only has 2 losses and they're both via decisions. So what that means is she's never been finished. She's not being finished by her opponents. Like, you got to take that into consideration, guys. She's hard to finish. Again, that might be a perspective of not taking as many chances. She's not leaving as many openings. She's staying rock solid, like you would say in poker. She's staying a little tight to the vest. She's not putting much out there, and it's not risking her anything, but it's not getting her anything. But she is getting out pointing in fights, and that's the only way fighters have found to beat her. So with that in mind, guys, I'm still going to say Shevchenko. She holds on to her belt. I think she's going to be a little more aggressive. I don't think Kuchigin is doing enough to actually finish those fights when she needs to. Like I said, she's not taking those chances, so flyweight belt will stay at home on that one, guys. Next up, we're going to have the main event. We're going to have Jones versus Reyes on this one. World light heavyweight title, guy. We got the champion Jones up first. Like we've seen in the past, I've kind of been a proprietor. I've been a hater against Jones, guys. I get that. I know it's for his side actions. That's just how I see it sometimes, but he has been a little better behind the camera. He's been more humble, a little more posed, still knows his worth, and he's still representing it greatly. So we did see the Santos fight. I do think that might have left some holes open, and that being said, that's what Reyes is going to use to utilize and capitalize on to get the advantage on this one. But that being said, guys, Jones, remember, he's still undefeated. The Hamill fight doesn't really count. Downward elbows, whatever. He was winning that fight no matter what. I think whether he would have finished him there and top mounted him or changed it to a side elbow, Jones was winning that fight. So in my mind, hater or not, he's still an undefeated fighter. No one's been able to beat the guy. He does have a 40% TKO KO finish rate, which means almost half the time you fight him, he puts some hands on you, you're going to take a nap. We've seen him put plenty of guys down. We saw him choke out Machida. We've just seen him drop dude after dude after dude. So you got to remember that almost 50% of the time, he is finishing his opponent, and he's finishing them dangerously. It's not like he's getting all these wins by decision and stuff. So he's got hands. I don't care what you say. He's got those hands. His last few decision wins, though, might show a couple holes. He's always been seen to be superhuman. A lot of people are like, oh, he can't be beat. They're never going to find anybody, this and that. The reality is, if Reyes took the fight against the guy with only 12 fights of experience, they see holes. The Santos fight, when he only had the decision wins against the guy who blew his knee out in the first round, that shows you that he is human. He didn't finish off Santos. Santos blew his knee out in the first round. Now, a lot of people have said, oh, Jones kind of pulled back. He pulled his punches, didn't pull the triggers, but because he didn't want to hurt him farther than he was. Screw that. He could have finished him off at any time he wanted if he was capable, but he saw something, and his coaches saw something that said, be reserved. Don't go out on a limb on this one. You've got him hurt already. There's no reason to go out and chase him and end up getting clipped with something. So that said, guys, that's the coverage for Jones right now. Next up, we're going to have Reyes, a challenger. Again, guys, remember, he's undefeated at 12-0. But again, it's only 12-0. He's only had 12 fights. That's less than half the amount of fights that Jones has as far as experience. So when you talk about experience overall, 12 fights isn't a lot. I don't care what caliber or level they've been at. Fights are fights. Experience is experience. You get into a tough fight in a tough spot somewhere late into the rounds, you might not have had much experience. Jones has had tons of experience there. That said, though, guy, he is finishing 58% TKO finish rate. That means that over half the time that he takes a swing at you, he's finding a home on your chin somewhere, or he's finding that body kick or that leg kick, and he's finishing you. He's putting you on the canvas. With that undefeated record, over half of his fights, he's finished those fights. So he's willing to swing. He's willing to take those chances and be aggressive. Like we said, we referenced earlier with Chukigian, not taking as many chances. He's putting himself out there, and he does have some notable wins, guys. Remember, he hasn't just beaten nobodies. I know Chris Weidman has been on a downslide, but he did beat Weidman. Weidman's still dangerous. He's beat St. Peru. So these are guys that they're stepping stones, not necessarily, but they are kind of gatekeeper level statuses to where we see where Reyes is at and why he's 12-0. But that said, I still think Jones is going to keep his belt. I think it's the night of retention for the belts, guys. I don't think 12-0 is going to give him enough experience for Reyes to pull off a win, let alone a decision win. And I just think Jones has more tools in the bag. I think he utilizes his reach better, and it's just going to be another TKO second, maybe third round, late second at most for me on this one. So both title holders retain their belts, guys. Remember, Saturday night, UFC 247. I'll be giving you guys the rest of the breakdown for the main card before those fights on Saturday. So with that said, guys, we're going back to the main board, guys.
There you are. ESCOVEDO's quick picks. They were supposed to be quick, but I thought he was writing a damn biography note. But anyways, they were great. They were awesome. Hey, you know what? We got to tag Modelo, and we got to tag Ford up there, man. I mean, because we're giving them some free sponsorship, man. We are. Yes, we are. But no, those are great. A great way to break down the fights. The way you illustrated the pluses, the minuses. At the end of the day, everybody's walking with their straps, and they're walking back with their straps.
That's pretty much. That's what I'm thinking. I just don't think the challengers are going to.
I don't want to see Jones lose, Jeremy. I just want to see him be challenged. That's just what I want to see. At this point, is it not? I want to hate and say, okay, I want him to lose. I just want to see him in a fight where he's challenged and he digs down.
I just want to see him do something crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, he has.
Some jumping spin kick to the
chest.
But
he does. It just don't happen in the cage. He does that crazy shit outside the cage, man.
He does it in the cage, too.
Yeah,
no, he does. He's a good athlete, man.
I think we'll probably see a lot of aggressiveness out of him on this one. I think he'll try to make a statement, be like, what are you doing in here?
Definitely. It's going to be like the rematch, where he just wiped it all out.
Oh, against Gustafsson?
Yes.
When he came out? Yeah.
Yes, he had something to prove.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that was what I thought was the first time they fought was the best Alex will see. And that doesn't necessarily mean he got worse, but the thing is Jones just keeps getting better.
He couldn't have done any better than he did that night.
Exactly.
Nothing. And speaking of doing better, man, I want to talk about the event again itself.
Okay.
So there's still tickets available. People can still buy tickets. How do they get tickets? And what is the cost? You got VIP tables left? Or what's the best seat in the house?
Well, I think the front row is the best seat in the house.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we got front row tickets to start at $65. We got cage side, which is the rows directly behind the front row. And then we got general admission, which is
how are ticket sales going right now?
Good. Yeah. I mean, our shows typically always do pretty well.
Yeah,
I mean,
you always have a good
we're
crowd.
averaging over 1,000 probably every event. You know?
Yeah.
I don't,
Jeremy, I've been to the shows that I've been. I've never seen a boring show. The crowd loves it. There's always excitement there, and I'm not saying it because you're here. I've said it when he hasn't here. I said on the 509 Fights, they put on a good show.
Production has been key that we've talked
Yeah.
about as far as your success is the consistency, the production, and you get too many shady promoters. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fighters will flock to promoters that they can consistently work with.
My volume a little bit, Kay.
Consistently work with positively.
Yeah.
They have good stories to tell. It's always a good experience. Nobody wants to have a fight and then have to deal with a bad money experience after. And there's just so many promoters out there that do that helps Jeremy's, what
I think
they
it's just
do
been the
stand out.
consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just
Absolutely.
gonna just keep rolling
Now it's
and
slow,
keep doing it.
Yeah, going on number 78, right? This is 78.
Yeah, 78.
Consistency is
78.
key.
We did a half show, so it's actually really 79. I did 2 shows in San Diego, so that's 81.
So you're gonna do like something really cool for the 100th because you're creeping up on it.
Yeah, we've done shows with LF. I help with LFA. I mean, I help with combates. I mean,
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. Let's talk about that. February 28th, Fresno Seymour Center.
Yep.
Combate Americas. Yes, coming back. What's your role in that besides being a fan and a supporter of the sport?
Kind of maybe undercard support for fighters, maybe. Do they ever come to you for that?
what would I? Maybe consultant, I guess. I don't know what the proper word is.
Yeah.
Like they have a matchmaker, so I wouldn't say a matchmaker.
That's what I'm
but
saying. Yeah,
the matchmaker asks me questions about local guys. You know what I mean? I help them. Well, here's some matchups that probably would be
weed
good.
out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not in an official capacity like working for them, but I consult. I mean, but it's that way. It's that way for any shows that are probably going to come here. People are going to ask me like, "What does this guy do? Who sells tickets?
This
Have
is
these
who
guys
we're
fought
matching
before?
up, yeah.
What about this matchup? Have you dealt with this manager before? Have you dealt? You know what I mean? Like,
Well, yeah.
See, that's a great
'Cause you're coming into a
reputation.
different
That's the
market.
reputation I want. When fighters come to this area, they got to come on the Fighter's Voice. Like, hey, who's this podcast? I want to get on here. I want this platform. This is what I want to do.
It's so funny because I tell people all the time, I'm like, you realize you not doing things the correct way at this level, and you tell me that you're gonna turn professional. That the professional shows I work with, all of them. All these guys are my friends, and you don't think they're gonna ask me like
About what
hey,
kind
this
of a
dude
fighter
fought
you
on
are?
your show 5 times. What was your experience like? Shitty.
Yeah.
Missed weight
Scratch.
every time.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Pulled out of 32 fights. Never sold a ticket. Because it's my reputation now.
Yeah.
If you're asking me a question,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, man, like, you should work with that kid. No.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna call you
Because
and
then
go,
it's gonna be
dude.
like, I'm never calling Jeremy again. That was a bust.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, that's right. Said,
So
hey,
I would
dude,
just shoot people
you
with
can
the
tell me
straight.
the truth.
So I tell guys all the time, like, hey, man, you probably shouldn't do this. It's not a very good idea. And they think it's because, oh, well, you're just trying to make money off of me. I'm like, no, bro. Because your word and your reputation is all you got in this sport. And if you start muddying it up now, it's not going to get any better
it's
as
gonna
you
get
try
hard.
to climb the ranks.
No, man. You burn bridges. One thing, you burn bridges, man. It's tough to fix them. It really is, man. It is. The ambassadors are burned for a reason. You went there.
Well, you better have a go-kart at the Lumberjack if you're going to be burning bridges, because you're going to have to start building it from
First of all,
your
you
end.
can't make everybody happy, man. So don't walk around with a freaking a knife in your hand and just stabbing everybody in the back, especially people that are trying to work. Not everybody's out trying to get you. Somewhere down the line, you got to put your trust in somebody, whether it's a fighter, a promoter, an event, a platform. You just got to go for it.
You got to
man.
gamble a little.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
My man Albert did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Albert just said he fought for me one time, and he was like, hey, boss, all these promoters are hitting me up. What do I do? And I was like, well, what do you feel like you should do? I feel like I should only fight for you. I said, okay, well, only fight for me then.
We talking about Big Al?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. I'm going to talk about that. I
And
like
he
that painting at the
and-
fairgrounds.
and he was loyal the whole
Yeah,
time.
well, that's that upbringing too.
You know, and people were, I'm telling you, people were hitting him up. And he
Well,
was just like,
yeah.
nah, man, I'm fighting for 500 fights.
Well, like I said, Bellator finally was able to coax him into coming on over.
He's a likable dude, man. No,
Yeah,
he really
he's-
is. Once you get to know him, you hear his testimony,
Yeah.
and you see what he stands
Well,
for.
he promotes it. too.
Yeah, and I'm
Yeah, he
just,
does.
I'm just saying it's good to go out and fight for other promotions. So I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. But what I'm saying is he was just a loyal person. You know what
That's
I mean?
good, man.
So when people asked me about him, I was able to give them great feedback.
Great
about him
feedback, yeah.
Because he never did anything negative towards me.
Yeah, be like
You
he'd be
know?
a good fight to have on your card.
No,
He'd be a good
I'm
fight.
glad you brought him up
He
because
could sell
I'm waiting to
tickets.
hear a date set. I know he's back in training. He's getting his confidence
Yeah.
back in his kicks, and you know he's very entertaining, man, and he just keeps it 100.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Combates is
that.
gonna be fire though. I
Well,
know
it
you
is
guys
gonna
are
be
like
fire.
the last two combates. I see you guys there. You guys know that I help out. You give me a little wink. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit,
You're like,
here we
Jeremy,
go.
you're doing your thing. You know what I mean? I know you guys really like that last Adrian Guzman, Danny Ramirez.
Yeah, that was a good
fight.
one.
Absolutely.
That was
You
a
know
good
what I
one.
mean?
And who did he come? What show did he come on right afterwards
Yeah.
and spill? That shit was
I mean-
badass.
I mean, I know, you know, so yeah, the next one's gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
too.
You know what? They're all fire.
yeah.
Even the ones in Stockton were fire.
Yeah.
Dude, that
they're
one was insane. Like they both had to have had concussions after that fucking fight.
Oh, they were
dude.
concussed.
That was
Big time.
So raw,
Adrian Guzman fought in 5 Fight fights.
dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
That's what's
I think we've
up, man.
commentated a couple times on one of his fights
Yeah.
before. We went
Yeah.
down.
See how he took pride in that shit? It was like, yeah, how you like me? And that's good.
I mean,
no, that's
speaks for his
good. No,
product, yeah.
that's not arrogant.
Yeah.
The shit's the
Paulo
truth. It's the
Zondo.
truth.
Yeah,
Paulo Zondo
It's
did.
just
I like that
um,
kid, Paulie.
Yeah.
It's just being happy with what you're doing. It means you're doing
Avalos
something
brothers,
good.
You know,
Yeah.
like I'm telling you, like these guys are shining on the next level because of the work that they put in
Mm-hmm.
on the grassroots level, and now they have someone advocating for them, whether they work with me on the management side or not.
Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I was telling everybody about Stephen Bollinger and about Christian Avalos. They don't, you know, Christian still don't work with me. Stephen just recently started working with me, but before that, I was just like, yo, get those two dudes on your card.
Yeah, they'll sell tickets and they'll be exciting.
They're exciting guys. They're gonna go far. They show up. They make weight. Yes sir, no sir. They post. They do everything.
Yeah.
They're a promoter's dream. Those are the types of kids you want to work with.
That's what I
Yeah.
want to hear.
Those are the guys you wanna
Jose's gonna
pay.
be back on the card, right? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
Jose's back. Yeah, Jose's
Yeah,
back.
I've seen both
Jose's
of
got a
those
great
guys
fight.
training. Yeah.
No, he's very dedicated,
Yeah.
entrepreneur stuff. He
I've
does what needs to be done. He
Yeah.
thinks outside the box.
Work
Jose's
ethic.
fighting a kid named Severson out of the Sacramento area, I believe. He fought on some West Coast cards up there. He fought for the Stockton Combates cards. So it's gonna be a good fight.
Who,
Yeah,
who
Tam
else do we
fighter?
have officially local that's on the card?
I think they released some of them. So I mean, you guys know Adrian's
Yeah. Mhm.
Adrian's back. Danny Ramirez is going to be back on the card. Avalos is back. Paul's back.
Yeah, Zoila's not on this one.
Um,
No, she's not on this one.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. Sometimes I hear she's on there and then she's not. So I don't know exactly what's going on there.
Zoila's fighting on this card.
See, Cole, what the hell are you talking about?
I do.
Learn
because of
from the
that.
man
Because of that
himself,
roller coaster,
man.
dude. It's
Yeah,
'cause
they
of that
might
roller
be
coaster, bro.
saving it, like, but
It's because of that roller coaster.
yeah.
Oh well, Stephanie.
So that way,
I don't know. Steph.
I don't think she'll be
I
on the
think
Fresno
Steph's
one now.
fighting on this one. Yeah.
I like Steph. She's very well rounded, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
you
fun to
gotta-
watch fight for sure.
Yeah.
Build that
Yeah.
storyline.
No, absolutely,
Yeah.
man. And you gotta have someone like Zoila on the show.
I think.
Gotta
I
have
think-
Big LeVar on that show.
I don't know if he's doing bare knuckle or what he's doing. Yeah.
He's bare knuckle, but they're
Yeah.
kind of waiting on the
Yeah,
next
that's-
date to be confirmed.
Yeah, steps forward have kind of ceased on that one, I think.
Yeah. But good, like what Combates is doing. That's what Tachi used to do. I feel like there's just. I think if you do it right, there's just good MMA in the Valley.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like that started with Cole's generation, you know, those guys.
Yeah.
And we keep putting out, you know, a good
product.
a good 6 or 7.
And Fromowitz
solid
is doing a
guys.
great job, man. I mean,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
people person.
Yeah.
And the position he's in, he can easily put his nose up in the air and not be that guy, but he is a people person. He is down to earth, and he knows what the public needs and what a company needs to be successful.
And I think that they're very they go to these different markets and they find smart people in those markets.
Yeah.
And they work with they're willing to work with smart people. The other promotions, sometimes they'll come to a market and they're just like they big dog the people in the area and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
they think that they're
And
just
then-
gonna
and then-
come in because of
yeah,
the name.
and it's like okay,
Work
you'll-
with them,
you'll
man.
see.
Yeah, you need them.
Yeah.
You need, whether you like them or not, you
You'll
need them.
see, you know. And I think they've done a really good job of going to markets and
Yeah.
and connecting with the right people in those markets. and everybody working cohesively and putting.
That's
on great
what I was going
events.
to say. They come in with a very cohesive attitude to the table right away. Like, how do we work together?
Yeah.
What can we do?
Every single time they've come down, we've said it many times, man, we can't wait for them to come back because of the professionalism and how they're working, or there was a speed bump.
Fighters are happy.
It got ironed out, and great promotion team, man.
Yeah, and I just feel like Valley MMA in a whole, no matter what show it is, like we're gonna put on good shows.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, Valley's always been a mecca for MMA shows.
I just think like we're always gonna do well when it comes to that.
You know,
Fresno has
budget
a
is
Whether
lot of
fights go back
restrictions.
to Tachi, whether fights go up to
Well,
Eagle Mountain, if whether fights.
Will they go back to Tachi? That's the question.
I think
'cause
you'll see fights at Tachi again, 100%.
we're waiting, man. I mean,
Yeah.
people ask
gonna
all the
happen.
time, all
Yeah,
the
it's
time.
gonna happen.
And I always tell them, I mean, because I really don't know exactly what's going on. I said they're working on something big.
I don't either.
Just stand by.
I don't know what's going on
Well,
either. but-
it's you got to remember you're dealing with an industry where that the business model is foot traffic and gaming.
Bro, it used to be
enablers.
on a Thursday, and that place would be sold out on a freaking Thursday, bro.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it was just going on.
selling out the show is
Yeah.
not enough for a casino to go, this is worth the investment, because we're not seeing an increase in gaming hours. We're not seeing an increase in alcohol sales. Why are we
Sometimes they
doing
don't-
this?
I'm not just talking about the casinos. I'm talking about the fan and the follower
But
and
the
the
casi-
supporter.
but the
They-
casino part is what
exactly.
matters.
The business part, yeah, I understand. But as the fan, they get to see live fights on
No,
a Thursday.
agreed.
They love it.
Agreed. They love it, but they're not loving it enough to make it viably for an investment. They're not
Yeah,
even
it's-
breaking
it's-
even.
It's
kind of thing.
it's a marketing tool,
Yeah.
and sometimes when that marketing, because the real truth is, I believe that events displace gamblers.
Yeah.
Right? Because
They're
when a
watching the
gambler-
show,
when
not
a gambler
gambling.
pulls up to the casino and it's packed, and someone is sitting in their seat playing pennies, and they want to be playing quarters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I feel
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
It's not, maybe it's not good. And I'm not saying that there's not right ways to do it. There is, absolutely. Because it wouldn't have thrived.
Yeah.
Or
There's
or
a way. There's a way to
you know
do
what I
it.
mean?
It's just
Yeah.
it's
How
hard.
would you do it? What comes
What
to
you
mind?
mean? How did I do it?
No. What? Hey, I want to keep it back there.
I think he means from a sense of, with that in mind, what
Exactly.
changes you think you would make
Exactly.
to still be successful in that environment.
I don't.
What would you propose?
What would I propose? Fights,
I would do indoor fights only. I would
say
never. I
519
would.
fights. Bring 519 fights out there.
I would never
There
do
it is.
outdoor,
Then why
outdoor
not? Then
shows.
do it.
You never know.
I'd like to see
But
it.
like markets like this, like no outdoor shows, indoor only. It limits the seating, but it forces the customer to have to come into the
Outdoors is
casino. If
bigger,
it goes outside, they can go to the venue
It's
and watch
tough.
right
It's
the
just-
fuck off.
It's tough. It's tough to shut down bingo, bro.
No, yeah. Hey,
Well,
hey,
it is.
Grandma's winning 100K.
It is.
I like as much as I'm a MMA promoter,
We have to
I
understand
was
the
there
dollar of it.
for enough amount of time to understand that they're not in the business of MMA.
No, not at all.
They're in the business of gaming.
Yeah.
And if
Feria, money.
if MMA is not going to help them, that's what I've come on this show before and told people, you guys need, if you guys want to, people complaining, right?
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, what did I say? If you guys want to see MMA continue at those types of places, you have to go there,
and spend money.
pay for a ticket, and spend money. You have to eat food there. You have
Go to the bar, go to
get
the restaurant,
You
go
have
to the
do-
gaming.
You have to enjoy the full experience.
Well, shit,
And if
we
you
do
don't
after
that-
it's all said and done. I mean, you do.
Yeah, but no, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
we do.
But as a player, it's like
but I'm saying the other 1,200 people just walked out the building.
Yeah.
You know what
No.
I mean?
Yeah,
The first
'cause
time a blackjack pit-
there is a flood of emptiness once
Yeah,
once it's over.
So the first time a blackjack pit boss goes, "Hey, we saw a 3% increase in gaming hours that night from 9 to 1 a.m. after the fights have ended,"
Yeah.
they can attribute that to the fights and say, "Okay, cool,
And
you're making us money."
And to be honest, I can't answer these questions. These are questions that are better served like for someone like Jacob. You know what I mean?
well, yeah, I got spent
But-
7
Hey, I've
years in
been
that
trying to get
industry.
Jacob on the show.
But
He kept saying, "Okay, I
and
will,
Yeah,
I
he's
will."
he's a big fan of MMA. But at the end of the day, it's a casino.
Yeah.
It's and that's what serves their people. You know what I mean? So they got to do what's best for the people, and they got to do what's best for the casino. And and for whatever reason,
That's
MMA
not
is not
working.
it for right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know a place
But
up
I know
north
that
that
it'll
won't
come
do
back,
it.
bro. It'll come back. Whether
Looking forward
it's
to it.
whether it's an outside promotion doing fights there, whether
just a venue spot.
Yeah, whether
Someone to pass
whatever's
them through.
gonna happen. You know what I mean? There'll be MMA back there.
You think there'll be a pro boxing there?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I want to see 559 fights there.
It just takes the right.
You know what I
The
do
right
want to see? I
deals.
don't mean to interrupt you. I want to see 559 fights first pro event.
A lot of people ask me that, man, but until I can get more consistency
Pro-am, maybe.
Until I can get more consistency from fight teams and fighters, I'll never do pro MMA. The risk reward of doing that is exponentially larger doing pro, where it's like I could lose so much money. I would be out of MMA promoting completely.
Damn.
You know
a
what
lot
I
of
mean?
risk.
Like you could lose that much money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
You have to be very limited to like maybe 2 or 3 of the main fight card fights, and that's it, or even just like 2.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean. Like you got to be real limited.
And 2, I don't want to be like, if I want to do it, I want to do it correctly, and I wouldn't want to do it the scummy way of like, okay, well, you're fighting for ticket money. You know what I mean? I want to pay people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
You'd have to be. There'd have to be a very big budget
I'm used
for
to
it.
doing. I was trained to do something a certain way, so I would want to have a budget in order to do MMA that way.
I was about to say-
I wouldn't
about to
want to
say
do.
the
I wouldn't
budget
want to
sponsors.
do like, all right, man, you're fighting for ticket money, and then they show up and they sold $200, and I'm like, well, 150, that's mine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. I don't think I should be fighting for $50. You know, at the professional level.
Yeah. No, I thought I was fighting for free my first time.
Yeah.
So I got a big ass trophy. I was all jazzed.
And a free shirt.
Yeah, I don't even think I got a shirt. I just got punched.
Yeah,
you
and,
just got-
and it's not just fighters. Like changes need to be made through the state of California too. With some of the
Restrictions.
I'm gonna tell you one thing that bothers me the most, and it might be hard for Cole to hear because he's a fighter, but the one thing that they have to figure out is the insurance situation, because if you are mandated to have insurance, why am I paying for you to have insurance on the fight card?
I see
You're
what you're
supposed to have
saying. The
insurance.
state of California requires you to
You're
have
supposed
health
to have it,
insurance.
yep.
And it's the most expensive thing that we pay for. And every time a fighter goes to the hospital, we got to pay for the deductible. We got to pay all this stuff.
It could be because of the deductible that
Yeah,
the fighter would be risking by taking the fight. They're now risking their insurance rates.
But we could. There's, I've talked to plenty of people about it. Like there's
Ways to
catchy
mitigate
ways.
it.
Like, hey, you're supposed to have insurance. You have insurance, okay? Well, if you're injured during the fight, I pay for your deductible. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
it
But
puts
I'm
you
not
at
having-
less risk
Yeah.
of required insurance.
Yeah,
Right?
but it's super expensive. Now, I just don't think, like, if you're required to have insurance and everyone's supposed to have insurance,
Yeah.
right?
But look down.
I'm having to do it like doubly.
Well, look down the road, though. Look down the road.
If you have insurance,
Yeah.
right, and you're injured on my card, and I have insurance for you, you have to use your insurance first, anyways.
Yeah.
Mine's only a secondary insurance.
Mine's in case you don't have insurance.
You know
what I mean? Like that could
Yeah.
be the segment. But the problem with that is people start saying, oh, well, they're only going to use fighters on their card that have insurance, so it
Bro, I
doesn't
want to use
cost
the
them
best
money.
insurance anyways. I want to use my
But
own.
you get what I'm saying?
But
Is
I'm trying
that's-
to avoid the deductible.
But that's where that
that's
argument
with
could come
anybody.
down.
Yeah, I hear you.
They'll say you're only using
There's
certain
just some
fighters.
things. I think there's some things.
There's changes that could be made on that
Yeah.
front. I could see working into the extent of if you don't have provable
Yeah.
insurance, we will make sure you have insurance that night, but your insurance is going to be expected to cover any medical injuries first. And
Or
we'll
I'll
cover
provide
your
you with
deductible.
insurance and you pay your deductible then.
Yeah. We'll cover your
Yeah,
deductible.
that's
If you get
better.
hurt, we'll cover you. Because it's $500 deductible, I think, is what
It
like
could be
most
1,000,
California state
it could be
insurance.
2,000. It depends on what you choose.
What your insurance rate is,
Yeah.
and what your pay scale is.
Yeah.
It's lots of variables.
I mean,
That's a lot of
there's a lot
deductible.
of
What kind of insurance is that?
Huh?
2,000. It happens.
No, I'm just, man, that's like that's car insurance.
That's
man.
California.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I got a different insurance, man. I just been fortunate. I'm not a fighter.
Insurance for
But
like a pro
not in the cage
run
or
upwards
ring
of
anyways.
$5,000
Yeah.
just for insurance.
Just for insurance
But-
coverage alone.
And that's just the premium. So then 5 guys on the card are hurt, and your deductible is $500 a piece. That's another $2,500. So now you're $7,500 in on insurance.
So what would be the solution without going into deep detail with another hour?
We can go another hour if you want.
No.
No, I'm just saying that there's got
That, so right now, that's the speed up.
compromise.
That's the speed bump. That's the hold up.
I mean, I'm sure that's one. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I feel like commission fees are pretty high. You know, and
Have you tried voicing that idea to the commission
Hell yeah,
about
they're
covering?
high. I seen them
voiced,
checks get cut
coverage.
right in front of me. And I'm going, damn. I'll take the class and be part of this staff.
Yeah, I've voiced my concerns.
What's their take on that?
Wait, what'd you say?
Sometimes they
idea?
don't answer. You know. I'm
Oh
just
no,
I'm just a little amateur promoter.
No, they stick up for each other. That's all there is. They have each other's back, and I'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
No,
I've emailed and I've said, because I've told them before, like the pro-am regulations of how you're supposed to run a pro-am. I feel like if they ran it opposite, like if they let Camo be the governing body of the pro-am portion of it, but the pros still had to be licensed through CSAC. I feel like
There'd be some more consistency, some more control.
no, it would be obviously a lot cheaper.
Okay.
But like someone like me, I always use this example. So they only allow you to do 5 amateur bouts. Supposed to only be 5 amateur bouts, and you have to have a certain number of rounds for the professional.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, what if you let me do 10 amateur fights and 3 pro fights, like at a minimum, and at the maximum 5 pro fights. Like someone like me, and if you cut the fees down to be more closer to Camo, but then you have the Camo officials and everybody doing the event.
Regulatory body kind of.
Regulation, but they still had to get licensed through CSAC, obviously. So you have to pay a fee for that.
So they get their cut.
Yeah, it would be a lot cheaper, but I would do 10 of those a year.
So the volume would go up, so they'd still be seeing their money.
So that's 30. Let's just say I only did 3 pro fights a show. That's 30 pro fights a year, which is equivalent to probably 3 events.
Yeah.
Right?
Of full pro fight cards.
3 more, full MMA fight cards a year that they've had that they don't have now. Now, how many other amateur promoters are going to do that? There's probably a bunch that would probably love to be like, hey, I built this amateur from fight 1. I would love to be able to capitalize on him for
at a pro level.
3 pro fights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're going to say, of course, I would love to do this program and tag it on. You know?
Could start a new wave.
I've been trying that for 5 years, though.
What's their pushback been about?
That's the solution, though.
I don't know, man.
You know what it is? Tell you what it is. It's in their eyes, they're not doing the math and they're not realizing that it's more volume.
I don't even
money.
think that they're like, some of these things are even in the wheelhouse of what they're worried about right now, because their thing right now is the weight. You know what I mean? And so I feel like a lot of their eggs are in that basket right now, and that's taking a lot of. And I'm sure that the like any commission or regulatory body that's run through the state, they're short-staffed. They're doing a lot. Nobody knows how much work that they're doing behind the scenes that they're not getting paid for, or blah blah blah. I believe all that stuff, but I think that there's ways to have more pro fights, and that
It seems like other things are getting stalled out on moving forward because of the weight problems that we're having with all the fights.
Yeah, it's not even that the weight problems. It's California wants to implement this game plan and they want to go national, so they're working on it heavily.
And it takes time.
Yeah.
Well, that's unfortunate that it slows everything else down.
Well, at least my man's
one second left?
at least
Is that what
my
that
man's willing to go there, and he has something in place, and you need the budget just to get. I see it happening. Okay, I see it happening. Just answer this real quick. Do you see it being a pro-am or just straight pro?
Me doing it?
Yeah, I see you doing it.
Oh, I would never.
Because you like to challenge yourself.
I don't think I would do straight pro initially. I would do I would do pro-ams because it goes with the concept of fighting fights and what it is. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Again, like I've never envisioned my show being that next. I don't envision my show being what Tachi was. You know what I mean? Where
you still want to be a top-notch farm circuit, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
that I want to help people.
That's their identity. That's good. That runs for them. I mean, when people would fight at Tati, they were one phone call away from the big show, and it was there. We'd literally see a guy on a Thursday, and then he would sign on that Monday.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and that would happen all the time. All the time. Yeah, exactly. I like that little cockiness. Co, you wear medium. I wear extra large on. This motherfucker can't even bring us a shirt.
Man.
Are you freaking serious? No, but I'm glad you're getting the shirts back. No, I'm glad because there was a gap there. And I was saying, dude, there's no more shirts. Oh, we haven't made them, but now they're blasting them, man. They're blasting the shirts, and nice looking shirt.
I think Definitely since. So Joey's still recovering and stuff, and I feel like that situation made me get off my butt a little bit and start to be more focused on doing more with the organization.
Yeah.
So I started to do more things with Antoine, Mike. You know, I'm bringing in Rick Falcon now to help with some stuff. I got Crunchy back doing videos, and I'm like more focused on 559 Fights now, and like building it so you see more.
Building the brand out.
Building the back to where it was when it first, like that excitement back to like when we were first doing it, you know. So like things like t-shirts and stuff like that kind of got lost in the shuffle. Like, yeah, man, I don't really care about doing no t-shirts, man. I'm on number 45 and 46 next week, and I got 3 guys missing, you know.
But okay.
So now I'm able to now that I got guys that are like focusing on some attention on some other stuff. Now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bring the t-shirts back. I'm gonna, you know,
allows you a little more gray matter to spend under the thing.
All right, you guys want to know some cool stuff?
Yeah, because I'm gonna tell you some
All right.
cool stuff too.
Yeah, so we're sponsored this year by a company. It's called Mixed Martial Arts Mindset. So every athlete that competes for us is gonna have access to mindset training, right? I don't know if you guys know what mindset training is, but it's like the big thing in the sports world right now is that not only should you be training your body, but you should have a mental coach too. Someone that's helping you, you know, prepare mentally for things. So they're going to be all my athletes are going to have access to mindset training. My champions are going to get like special mindset training that's different. They're gonna have like someone one-on-one they're gonna be able to talk to and stuff like that. Man. So we're implementing that, you know, where a lot of our athletes are gonna be able to get some training outside of the cage, so that I can make sure that my guys that are competing for us are the best they can be when they move on to these next levels, because I want, you know, I've have probably over 10 guys that have fought the last 6 years that have gone on to the UFC, but like I want 30, you know what I mean, in the next 2 years that are gonna go to the UFC. So I want guys, I want trained killers. So how could I help them do that? I'm gonna give them some
like motivation or hypnotism.
It's motivation, more stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, more like, you know, better ways to think, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tricks to stay positive.
I think this is going to be able to help guys be more accountable with weight management, with training schedules, things like that.
Yeah.
You know? So that's one thing I haven't, like, I'm going to like talk to the guys about it this week, but it's one thing that I haven't.
Like your staff, like your meeting?
No, the fighters.
Oh, the fighters?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got pamphlets, I got everything for the fighters.
They'll all be in.
Hand it out to them and say, hey, man, you guys have access to this, you know what I mean?
Utilize it.
Yeah. And then, you know, working with some great companies this year, you know. I don't know how much you guys know about Blackwater, but another great company.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, they used to sponsor Joe Soto back in the day.
We're going to put Blackwater in a lot of these guys' hands, help them with, there's some nutrition companies that we're working with. I'm just going to be able to start giving guys a lot more. You can't pay them, right?
Yeah.
Can't pay them, so I'm going to be giving these guys a lot more intangibles that are going to be fighting for us, you know.
Things to utilize to better themselves.
And then, you know, I know I talked to you guys about the jiu-jitsu stuff last, you know, like it was very successful. We saw a lot of people not only excited about the jiu-jitsu matches, but, you know, a lot of people were wanting to compete. So
you worked with Chris from Madeira, right?
Was that?
Chris had a couple fighters from Madeira.
Yeah. He's done some stuff with us. So we're gonna do some exciting things this year. We're gonna have a tournament in March. We're gonna give the winner. It's gonna be a one-night tournament. There's gonna be 8 guys.
Nice.
We're gonna, you know, they're gonna do a grappling, a no-gi grappling tournament. It's gonna be a weight class, but it's like a bigger kind of gap,
bigger open weight class almost.
And it's open to any belt. You know, we're going to do some different stuff like that. I think we came up with like 3 or 4 weight classes that we're going to do. we're probably towards the end of the year going to do like some dojo versus dojo.
Nice Dojo
That'd be
Wars.
nice.
Yeah.
Dojo Wars. I like it.
We got some
That'd be
cool.
nice.
We got some cool stuff planned. We got some belts. We got some for the jiu-jitsu guys. I'm telling you, this year's in a pop, man.
Nice. I like it. I look forward to that stuff.
That's good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun year. I got a good team of people around me right now that are just as excited as I am. And
That's good. We'll keep it.
we kick it off in Orange Cove. I know it's like out in the boonies, and everyone keeps saying why Orange Cove, but I'm telling you, it's gonna be a fire show.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good, man. We'll keep the fire burning, man.
Yeah.
But see, what really could keep it burning is if we had that logo right there that said 559 Fights. There has to be some way, somehow, that we can work together. Whenever you have an event, to make
Yeah.
it feasible all the way around, we'll plug your fights. We'll bring your guests in and treat them just like you. We
Yeah.
got to work together, man. And knowing, okay, that's my show where I take all my fighters. They already know what to do.
Yeah, I
Got to
think-
make it happen some way, somehow.
I feel like I'm super old school when it comes to journalism because that's where I came from.
Yeah.
That was my original background.
Yeah.
And
Man,
I've kind of talked about this before on the show, and I really feel like it's your guys' jobs as journalists, because you guys are supposed to be finding the news, to be like, hey Jeremy, what you got coming up? How many guys can we get on a car? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm never.
I get that, but that is real old school now.
Yeah, I'm never gonna be the guy that I'm not a used car salesman. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
I may hit you up occasionally like, hey, but I'm never gonna be like banging on people's doors like, hey man, you should do interviews with this guy, this guy.
I'm saying
guys-
we could work together.
I want, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I want guys to be like,
Listen, you're the best promoter in this area, and I'm gonna
No,
say
I'm
right.
not.
Don't,
I'm not.
well,
I'm not.
okay, well, you didn't
Rick's-
say you didn't.
Rick's dope.
No, I didn't say Rick. Right? I didn't put you with Rick.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a whole different freaking
Yeah,
ball
yeah.
game. Okay, because
I'm just saying, don't say promoter, though.
No, well, I mean, as far
I'm
as
not filling up
559,
arenas.
this is my point.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Fuck it. As far as amateurs, 559 Fights, you're all over right here. There ain't nobody,
Yeah.
basically, Jeremy, ain't no podcast touching us around here.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, period, bar none. It's just the way it
see,
is.
it's a difference. Like, I need all podcasts.
Oh, I know you do, and you should,
and you
should,
need all events.
I do,
Yeah.
and I take them, but I want to be more for than just a podcast for you.
Yeah.
We want to show up at your events, make it where it's okay. Fighters' Voice is there; they're doing their thing.
If you guys,
they're
have,
our go-to
you guys
guys.
you guys have any creative things that you ever want to do? I'm never gonna be like, nah, that's stupid. I'm gonna be like, okay, let's try it. You know what I mean?
worst that happens is it works.
Yeah, I'm down.
No,
I'm down
hey
for,
man,
I'm down for.
Al
any-
said it himself: a quiet mouth don't get fed.
Yeah.
and fed doesn't always have to be paper. It means opportunity, or it
Yeah.
means shit. Give us those classes about the mindset.
Yeah.
That's why we're trying new things.
Yeah, we'll raffle them off.
I'm down for anything that's gonna expand your business, expand my business, be good for the fighters. Anything I can do to promote the sport, and I mean martial arts across the
whole.
board, wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu.
Okay, that's good. Think about all
like
that
all
stuff.
that
But tonight, when you're sleeping, think about the fighter's voice. Think about that and say, okay, what can I do? Because this dude just keeps pushing and pushing.
Yeah.
And I got to do something. We got to make it happen some way, somehow.
Yeah, for sure. I'm down.
Okay, let's do that shit.
Yeah, we can open up a studio in my freaking
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
We've had that proposal
So
already.
I had a meeting with Mike and Antoine, and I was like, what changes? I was like, I will not be offended. What changes do you guys want to make? You know what I mean? And Antoine was like, threw his phone down. I've been waiting for you to ask me this question forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, those are the kind you want.
And Antoine's thing,
Those are
you know
the
what I mean?
ones
I'm
you
like, what you mean, Antoine? And he was just like, man, Jeremy, like, man, you need to go on camera. You need to go on camera. And you need to start doing more stuff in the media. Like, you're so passionate about 559 Fights and MMA, and people just have this negative perception of you all the time. I just feel like if people saw you,
They could understand.
There it is.
If they saw you more and you talked out, like, my job would be so much easier because they didn't think you were a jerk. And I'm like, oh. I was like, so what you want me to do, Antoine? And he was like, you need to do a podcast. I'm like, a podcast? He's like, yes, you need to do a 595 podcast. And he's like, you need to be talking about just managing guys and the fights and fighters and stuff like that all the time. And I'm like, man, I don't know how to do a podcast.
Well, you're in luck. We can still give you a platform in order to do all that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to do a podcast. And then I'm looking, And then in my office, I don't know if you guys, either of you have been to my office, but
Well, the red couches.
yeah, I have a.
I seen him post. I never been
Yeah,
there.
the red couch is the magic couch. That's where all the thinking goes down. It's not a casting couch, bro. What you doing?
Hey, bro, isn't it a red couch?
It's red panty night.
Hey, it is. I posted
Who the
that shit
fuck
works.
is this guy?
No, but I have a huge back room.
I bet you do.
It's bigger than this.
Yeah,
little
for
studio.
brainstorming sessions.
No, I just have an empty room. This
Oh,
big
nice.
in the back.
Yeah. In your office.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
a couch too. Not a red couch.
It's not red.
Man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds like
Why
a
you
J-Lo.
count
Sometimes
this
I go
out?
back there and take naps.
There you go. Brainstorm.
Lots of naps.
I'm sorry I took up all your guys' time.
No, you didn't. But
That's why you're
I
here,
like
brother.
that though, man.
Yeah.
See how I sparked his ass up? Sometimes you got to back up your shit, and I will
Yeah.
defend the fucking bout because we
Yeah.
are the best out there. And I welcome the fuck. Jeremy, get your fucking podcast and we'll debate all damn day.
I need a podcast, man.
Yeah, get one, and then
I know.
we'll fucking
I
crush
just
you.
don't know how to do it.
And we'll fucking
I think I'm gonna
crush
do it like
you.
this.
School you.
I think I'm gonna do it like this, guys. Like get this little tape.
That shit
thing.
works too, though. Hey,
Well,
that
I
works
mean,
better
hell,
sometimes.
On Forbes' list, Rogan is like the top when it comes to podcasts. He's like $30 million off that thing.
Yeah.
Forbes listed him as the #1 podcaster like right now as far as like sports go. Like 30 million.
Some people just have
You think
that.
Antoine
they
gonna be
just
mad
know how
because I
to
mess
grab
his
onto
waist up
people.
like that?
Nah, dude, Antoine's gonna be like,
But
dude.
he does talk like that.
Oh, does
Have
he?
you ever talked to Antoine?
A couple times, yeah. Yeah, he's
I,
a
would,
dude out
I
there.
don't know if it's as high pitched, but yeah, I've
Yeah.
Well, you know your people, man, and you know what they're. Hey, you're inside of them.
He might not mess with me today because he's probably on some painkillers because he had his toenails removed or something like that.
Oh, damn.
Go on his Facebook and look at the pictures. Man.
Nope.
It's brutal.
nope.
Oh, I wouldn't post stuff like
Negative.
that, man. I wouldn't
Nope.
post stuff like that, man.
Shit, you cannot unsee.
No. Hey, Jeremy, I appreciate you stopping by,
Yeah,
man.
thank
I
you,
mean, I
guys.
know I can call you anytime, and you know, you still reach out all the time. A lot of times we have guests booked, and I always say, let me see
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
can move around and
yeah.
stuff. I always have that relationship with you, man, and we
to
got to
be-
get down
Yeah,
there.
and to be honest, I'd rather come on and not talk about 5.9 fights. I know I tell you guys that every single time. Like I'd rather not just be promoted. I'd rather just talk.
Well,
I'd rather just shoot the shit with you
See,
guys.
that's some of the criticism we get. We're saying, well, we didn't hear nothing about. Dude, we pulled more shit out of him personally than he's ever.
I cried on this show one time, I think.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you did. I remember that
Yeah.
shit.
So you're passionate,
Emotional,
bro.
man.
You're
No, it
passionate.
is.
It's not
He is a-
emotional,
he's
it's
a-
passionate.
I think I've almost cried twice. I almost cried one time because of Christian, and I cried because of Jace for sure.
Well, of course, man. Those are people that mean a lot to you in your life, and they're a big instrument in where you
Yeah.
are today.
Yeah, you guys
Passion.
are dope.
Passion is driven, man.
Anytime you guys want, and if you guys want to grab some, if you guys want to do something about 5.9 fights or whatever, I'd rather the fighters be here and talk about it. That's
Yeah,
just me.
I know that, and I was waiting for you to say, "Okay,
Yeah.
Rich, I'm going to send you some fighters," and I'll say, "No, bullshit. I want
Yeah,
you here."
yeah.
That's why I said you.
I wasn't gonna say that actually.
No, he was. I said, "No,
He was
no,
waiting
I
for
want
it.
you.
was.
He was waiting
I
for it.
was.
Because this happened before, and 3 fighters come. I go, "Where's Jeremy at?" Oh, hey, Rich, I'm like, nah, this motherfucker. Man. Remember, I go, Cole, he's supposed to be here. I don't know, what's this guy?
Well,
let me
it's
look
like
at
if
these.
you
No,
that's
say-
okay,
if
though.
you say like, "Hey, I want to talk about 5.9 fights," I'd rather the guys talk, man. I'd rather the guys.
Absolutely,
get that.
absolutely.
If you say,
Get some
"Hey,
exposure."
hey, like you want to come on and just talk about management or UFC or
I
whatever
wanted to
it
come
is,"
on and talk
about
about some
golf.
real shit.
Yeah,
And
then I'm down. I'm down to come on and do that. But
talk
I
about
want to go
golf.
to that park. I want to see where 1,000 went down to 50 people.
Yeah.
I mean, but when you're younger,
I
it
know.
does look bigger and,
I never
and more
came
people.
back and finished the story though.
Well, see,
Well,
you
they were
got
all
to come
hanging
back
out
and finish
there.
the story.
Yeah,
Can you dig it?
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like the Warriors. That's what it sounds like to me.
I'm telling you, it was really bad. That
Did this
day.
meeting take place? Let me ask you this: was it nighttime or daytime?
Oh, daytime.
Yeah, daytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, nighttime.
It's like daytime during school, and I'm like, aren't these guys supposed to be at school? You know what I mean?
Teachers were
Yeah.
happy that
True,
that
yeah.
day.
I work at one of those places. Like, it's so quiet here. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So this Saturday or Friday?
Saturday.
Saturday,
Yeah.
8th.
But my show in March at Visalia Convention Center will be on a Friday.
Yeah.
I don't do very many Friday shows.
March what?
It's the 13th. So
13th.
Friday the 13th, and man, gonna be a banger.
Hey, that's a nice place. That's right off the exit, right? That's a nice place, man. That's a nice
It's
hotel.
gonna
there.
be nice.
We
And
gotta
you
be a
guys
part
gonna be
of that.
super excited about this grappling tournament that we're doing. It's gonna be nice.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Things to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that.
Anything, Cole?
Aside from Khabib passing up $1 million on a Conor rematch or a Mayweather fight, like Saudi Arabia has been really driving
Yeah.
at them. He offered them like $100
Yeah.
million. He's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
So
did you hear
he's-
about they offered Al Pacino $2 million to just meet and greet people?
Something like that. Yeah, they throw him stupid money
And Al
at people.
Pacino goes,
though.
"No, man." He goes, Who do you think I am? Baggage handlers? No, bro. I mean, he needed some freaking real money. That's Al Pacino,
But $100
bro.
million to beat up somebody you already beat up, but Khabib's stance on it was, nah, he needs to earn it first. Like, that's a rub in the face. So I don't know, but that's $100 million is $100 million. But Disney dropped it. The McGregor, speaking of McGregor fight, they pulled 1 million plus pay-per-view buys through their ESPN Plus system for that fight.
Everybody says McGregor sells, man.
That's
and you know what? I
buys.
like the new McGregor.
I like putting my clients on those cards.
Yeah, those are good. Those are good cards. But
see, I like that shit right there.
But
they're not jabs. They're letting you. Okay, motherfucker. Let me let you know. Okay, let me let you know who you got in on the seat. Let me let you know who the guest is tonight.
Like McGregor cards are the right cards to be on. All the fighters know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, it's not. These guys aren't hating.
Well, okay,
even if it's not a money fight.
Let
for
me
them,
tell you
it's
this,
attention.
and I know we got to go. There was a Fresno fighter, Madman Marcos Hernandez, who was on a McGregor card. He happened to be on the undercard of Floyd Mayweather, yes, and Conor McGregor, and he freaking aced it with that 8th round knockdown to get the fight, to get the victory,
to win the decision.
Yes, exactly. And now he's fighting on national TV. None of this, okay, only a certain amount of views on national TV against Kirkland. He's fighting, I believe, in March on PBC Fox, which is the main event. And Kirkland got knocked out by Canelo. So you see all these Fresno fighters, and you know, I'm going to hear a bunch of stuff from them. Markey, he stays to himself. He fights the top-notch dudes. He has 3 losses, but from badasses, ex-champions and warriors. None of this, okay, I lost to my compadre's nephew's cousin. No, he fights badass dudes, man. I mean, just, and he fights again
Big risk, big
March.
reward.
Yeah, exactly. So just thought I'd throw that out there, man.
Nah.
Madman Marcos Hernandez. We got to have him on the show.
But yeah, that was about it. Just the Millie pass up and the $100 million offer from Saudi Arabia.
I'm sure he
They
had
said
his
no.
reasons, man. He said he had
Yeah, he did. He did a whole interview for it. He said he doesn't think it's worth it. As far as the sense of I've got a bigger fight I need to worry about right now. I worry about Ferguson.
Exactly.
Right now.
You know what? I'm going to take us home because I'm glad this show went exactly the way I wanted to go, where we can go on another hour, and that's exactly the way
Man,
I
I've
like
been
to
stuck
keep
on
those
that
on
one
there.
for about 45 minutes.
I know. Well, see, that's our budget right there. We found out you were coming on the show. We kind of panicked and got nervous, and we dropped the monitor.
You did like the UFC does, where it turns off the 10-second clicker.
Yeah,
before the,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
So you
Just in
don't know.
case.
In case it goes 15, in case it goes
Just
20.
in case.
Yes,
Good for
Michael
TV.
9.
Just in case. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank our guest, Mr. Jeremy Lucao, for stopping by. He's the one and only. He's driving the ship right now to 559 Fights, but he can't make this happen without his team right now. Joey, I can't wait to get you in studio. We talked about it, and you know what? We're pulling for you. We're right there with you. Ever need anything from us, we'd be more than happy to contribute and be a part of the fight. And that is the real fight right there, ladies and gentlemen. As always, appreciate you guys subscribing. www.youtube.com/The Fighter's Voice. Remember, every fighter has a voice, and so do you. It's a wrap here in Fresno, California. Thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember.
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, Cole ESCOVEDO, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.